All right, good morning 99 family. We're back with another video for you guys. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. If you're new to this channel, on this channel we talk about professional development, personal finance, business finance, and more specifically, we love to talk about personal credit. Please, again, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification, click all so that you're able to get all the new content we post. Please go ahead and take just a second to give the channel a thumbs up to help boost all our videos in the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's get to it. So today, our topic is how to take money off of your credit card. So how can you take money off of your credit card? There's some ways that are obvious. There's some ways that are less obvious. However, we just want to get into all of them. One of the first ways is Square. You can get a Square card reader or open up a Square account on your phone, and you can actually send money to your Square account off of your credit card and take that money off of your card and deposit it into your bank account. There are small fees associated with this. I believe they take 3%. However, it's not the worst fee possible. Then the next way you can do it is Venmo. They also take 3%. They're similar to Square, and they'll allow you to actually take money off of your card and send it over to your bank account. PayPal, just like Square, again, just different company, because these first accounts are all pretty much merchant accounts where you're able to get a card reader like this, where you could swipe your card and right through your phone, and you'd be able to actually use this to run credit card transactions and send those transactions to a bank account where you'd be able to pull the funds. Most of these merchant accounts are charging 3%. So that's the first way, a merchant account or a merchant app, like PayPal here, like Square. Those are the first few. Then we have Cash App. I've talked about Cash App before. I've talked about making money with Cash App before. We're gonna bring it back. Cash App also does charge 3%, but it does have a direct feature in the app that will allow you to add money from your credit card, where you can go in, you can put your credit card on the app, and you can actually add that money directly from your credit card to your Cash App, where you can use it with your Cash App debit card, because they will send you a Cash App debit card, or you're also able to have those funds deposited to your bank account. They will charge you another 1% if you want it done instantly, which again, these other ones will also charge you if you want instant transactions, or if you have it done as a normal ACH with Cash App, it is free. The next thing is a bank deposit. So this is one that kind of is iffy, and it depends on your bank and what credit card you have. Different banks, depending on what bank you have this feature. Navy Federal offers it up to $250. There's some other banks that offer it up to $1,000. Some banks offer it up to $500. Some banks it's only $50. But certain banks, you'd have to call your bank and ask them if you're allowed to debit your account and deposit funds from a card from a different institution. So when you do that, you could, per se, call your bank, like mine is Navy Federal, and say, hey, I have a card with a different bank. I want to bring over, $250 from this other card, and the person on the phone will take that card information and they will input it in. They will run the card. They will take the money off the card and put it directly in your bank account. And this will also bypass the cash advance fee. And if you do have a card where you're trying to hit the sign up bonus, or a card where you're basically trying to get a few extra points for something, maybe to cash out, then this is an option. Again, this can be a risky option with credit cards as far as rewards cards, because it could possibly cause the bank to red flag if you do this often, that you're just taking the funds out for something that has a direct cash value, and that could cause a problem. In addition, certain banks for these bank deposits don't accept American Express or Discover because they know those are credit type cards, and it will get rejected instantly. They won't accept those cards. So that's just something to think about. The next one, and it's a more unique way, and I've actually done this before. I call it the swap and flop. It's my technique that I kind of came up with, and it's where basically you may not get paid to a certain day, and you might want to make a cash transaction. Say you want to go buy a car for someone, or in my case, it generally occurs when I'm going to buy something for one of my businesses, like a dog or something that I can't buy off of a credit card. And I may not have a cash reserve at this time, with making an investment this large that will cover that investment. So then at this point, I would do what I call a swap and flop. I would go find someone who I trust and someone who's close to me, and say, hey, and this is one of those methods where you have to have trust going both ways. Hey, I need, for say, $1,000. If you give me the $1,000, I'll pay your rent, or I'll pay something else off of my card that will cover that $1,000. So you're giving an even trade, cash for cash. And occasionally, especially sometimes with rent, because you pay with a credit card, it may charge you an extra $30 or $40. However, if you have a rewards card, it'll kind of negate that extra $30, $40 when you get your rewards. So it's just kind of give and take depending on how you like to handle the situation. But again, you're basically swapping funds between your credit card and cash with another person, and that's another way to pull money out without actually having to take the worst method. The next method you have is gift cards, and this could go with store cards. This could go, if you want to buy a grocery card. What I'll do, I've talked about it before, is I'll buy Amazon gift cards sometimes off of my credit card, especially if it's a store card for a store I don't shop at, to keep that card active and to post a small balance. So you can always go with gift cards, but again, just like with this bank deposit method, there is the small risk that you could with the bank deposits or with the gift cards, that your account could be reviewed if you do this often, because the banks don't like you using these tactics to meet sign-up bonuses, or particularly to take advantage of getting back more rewards. The last option that I put on the board, and I put on the board last specifically because it would be my last option, my last resort, in most cases, is a cash advance. Generally speaking, credit cards charge a cash advance APR and a cash advance fee. However, certain financial institutions such as Navy Federal do not. I also don't believe that AOD charges a cash advance APR. So if your bank does not and you're able to take advantage of this, then this is option one. It's your easiest option. However, if your bank does charge a cash advance fee, then you'd want to find one of these other methods and whichever ones work for you. As I've said, I've used most of these methods. I most prefer probably the Cash App method. You can also use the gift card or the swap and flop, depending on what situation you're in and what particularly you're trying to cover. But with all that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already by this point.